guys, Wendy here, and I know I haven't posted in 10 million thousand years, and I'm sorry about that, but here I am, and I have a brand new setup. I got a new apartment, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully I start posting more, but I'm not making any promises because then I don't keep those promises. I'm sorry. So today's video is gonna be kind of like a two-part kind of thing. So the first part is going to be dealing with surgery and tics. The reason I came up with this video is because unfortunately 2 weeks ago I had emergency surgery on me. I had to have emergency surgery, and I have never been in the hospital. I have never been sick a day in my life, and unfortunately I had to be rushed to the hospital for what we originally thought was appendicitis, but apparently it was like a whole other thing. So the point is, I had to have surgery, and I got cut open. Not that much. I had a laparoscopy. I think that's how you pronounce it. But point is, I got just little scars, and I really didn't want to get the scars. But later on, when they're a little more healed, I'll show them to you guys. So point is that I had a cyst, and I had to get it removed. But point is that it was like excruciating pain. So that's not the point of this video. The point of the video is that how my tics reacted to the medicine that was given to me, and it was very surprising because I've never had any medicine, I've never taken any medicine like morphine, or the other one was called something Deperol, I think, something along the lines of that, but it's like a stronger morphine. So point is that, so I got rushed to the ER, and they gave me a shot of morphine. Point is that the first shot of morphine did nothing for the pain. That's how strong my pain was, right? So point is that it basically numbed everything besides that point, what was hurting on my stomach. And so they had to give me another shot. Instantly when they gave me the other shot, I felt numb all over my body, and I felt, sorry, Johnny is looking at me to my tail. So I instantly felt numb all over my body, and I felt constricted. And it was the worst, you just, thinking about how I felt, I feel like I can't, breathe, right? Because whenever I'm constricted, I feel like I have this sense that I can't breathe. Obviously, I can breathe, but I don't get that, I want to say, that satisfaction of breathing. I don't know how to explain it, but I can't. It's essentially the same thing as when I can't do my tics. I get that same suffocating feeling. So point is that I was all numb, so my tics started acting up very bad. They were from scale 1 to 10, they were at a 2 to start with, and they shot up to a 9. So point is that basically the tics that started right now, because I'm telling my tale and I'm remembering everything, my tics are starting to act up. But it was essentially the arm one. Also, point is that I was laying on the gurney, and everything was numb, and so I started tensing up because again I felt constricted. And when I started tensing up, my sister had gone with me to the emergency room. She was already freaking out because I was screaming in pain, and all of a sudden she sees me start tensing up and started ticking out, and she starts crying. She's like, "What's happening to my sister?" And she thought it was a result of the medicine. But I saw that she started freaking out. I was like, no, calm down. I'm fine. It's just, I don't know why my tics are acting up really bad. And I told her, I made sure to calm her down. I was like, it's just my tics. This isn't a result because of the medicine or anything. And she calmed down or whatever. And so point is that I started doing my arm ones. I started doing my vocal ones, a lot of face ones, everything, right? So point is that started happening until the morphine started wearing down, and I didn't feel as numb all over my body. So it was just that I felt very constricted. I was feeling numb, and then so I felt suffocated basically. Another thing that I found out when I was there is that point is that none of the doctors knew that I had tics or anything. So when they came in, they freaked out as well. They were like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" Because I told them I wasn't allergic to any medicine, which I'm not. And when I had told them, when they saw me ticking out, they were just like, "Oh my god, what's wrong?" This and that. And then my sister then reassured them. She was like, "No, she has Tourrettes. It's fine. Those are just her tics. They're just acting up because of the medicine." They were like, "Oh, okay." But so we made it clear so they wouldn't freak out or anything. So point is that once the morphine started wearing off a bit more, my tics subsided a bit, they were still kind of going because I was hooked up to a lot of things. So I was doing a lot of arm ones, but aside from that, they were pretty okay towards the end of the night. So whatever. So point is that I got sent home that night with some medicine. They told me to go look at my primary doctor. They couldn't do any surgery or anything that day. They said that it wasn't a problem. The next day, I was gonna go see my primary doctor to see what that pain was, everything, whatever. Point is that when I ended up going there, the pain came back times 20. I had to get rushed to the emergency room again. That's like a whole other story. This isn't even with the tick bunny, but I think I will make a video for whoever's interested. But that was just the worst experience I've ever had in my life. I will cover that somewhere else. Sticking with the topic. So they put me. Finally, when I get rushed to that ER, they're doing all the tests, and I'm literally like, and I'm in pain, so I'm just like doing like, I'm just how is it, like I'm just concentrating on that pain, right? But like I'm doing my tics on top of that, so I'm like tick tick tick, and then tick tick tick. So I probably look like a nut job, but point is that, so they tell me at that point, they're like, you know what, you have to have emergency surgery, you have to get the cyst removed, this and that. Point is that I'm like, okay, fine. They put me on the gurney again, the tics start coming, and when they put the medicine on me, my tics start acting up again. So it's any time that my whole body felt like, I guess, relaxed, like I wouldn't feel the pain anymore, but because of that relaxed state, I felt like I felt like I had to do my tics, right? So when they started rushing me into the surgery table, it was like my worst nightmare, because they put me in there, they put me onto a bed, they strapped down my arm, they strapped down my other arm, they put a mask on me, and at this point I'm literally like, I look possessed, because I'm like going like that, and those doctors didn't know I had Tourette, so they were just like, what's wrong with her, what's wrong with her? And I had told the lady that had given me the shot, because she saw me doing my tics. I was like, I have tics, just to warn you, this and that. And then she told everybody, she was like, oh, she has tics. And then she had asked the main doctor asked her, they're like, oh, is she taking any medicine for that? They were like, no. So it was like a whole circus, right? So point is that the whole time, aside from that time that they shut me down, they had also put me into like one of those machines. And my biggest fear always in my whole life is to be put into like one of those MRI machines, because you have to like, I can't even breathe just talking about it. Like you have to stand still, sit still, and then they like slide you into this tube, and I'm like feeling claustrophobic just thinking about it. So they put me into like kind of a miniature version of that. It was just like one hoop kind of. So it was okay. My tics were kind of acting up, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, like getting like shoved into a tube. So point is that once I was in the surgery, like I felt so bad for them, because they're trying to like strap me down and everything, and I feel like I'm making it so difficult. Like I'm just fighting them at every turn. They're putting the mask on, it keeps coming off because I keep turning. I keep doing my face ones. My head one was acting up completely. My arm ones. Point is that like before I knew it, they like didn't even tell me. I don't know if they injected me or they put it on the mask or whatever, but I knocked out. I had no idea, and I woke up hours later, and then I didn't even know where I was. I was like, what's happening? What? I was all groggy. But then when I woke up, my tics had subsided again. I was already in recovery. I was already in recovery, laying down, and then from there I was getting a lot of like shots of morphine and stuff, but already when I was like very sleepy from like the surgery, so my tics were present, but they weren't as active as they were during the like when I was like really awake and everything. So point is, later on they went back down to a 2, like a normal day kind of thing. And yeah, but I had no idea. Obviously, like I've never been through any of that. So if you guys are ever going to go through surgery or anything, always make sure to tell the nurses and everything. If it's not apparent already, make sure you tell them, you know what, I have tics, this and that, this and the other. These might be some of the triggers. Do not freak out unless it's like, I don't know, something that like, because like I wasn't, how can you say, like my tics, like I wasn't trying to rip out anything. I was just really like flexing everything. I don't know how to really explain it, but I didn't have like the urge to rip anything out or anything. I was just shaking a lot. So just make sure you make it apparent to your doctors. I'm just warning you, if you guys have that like if your tics are activated by feeling constricted, which most tics are, the morphine, at least for me, it shot my tics up to like 100. Like I'm just talking about it is making me like act up, and I was like fine right now. Since I had never been through anything like that, I had never gotten any medication like that, anything, I never thought that my tics would be any type of hindrance in that, and it wasn't that big of a bother in there, but I mean they did play like a small part. Like it's just very interesting to think that like at one point I'm like dying and I'm like thinking of this and this and that, and I would think, because sometimes if I'm let's say concentrating on something else, sometimes my tics can either go to mild, like it depends on what I'm doing really, but like my tics can be very mild or very active. For instance, if I'm playing a game or something, my tics usually act up. But if I'm doing something very passive, I think, maybe like reading, maybe if I'm like on my phone, things like that kind of get my mind off of it, they subside. But if I'm like doing something that I really have to concentrate in, they act up a lot. So I had no idea that they would play any type of role in this. But yeah, they just shot up to 1,000 when I was there. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Please let me know if you guys have had any experiences like this. It's very interesting to hear like what you guys go through. And yeah, if you guys had any questions, again, comment below. I love hearing from you guys. And if you guys had anything you want to see, any future video ideas, anything, please leave me comments. I always love ideas, because then I can make videos more often if I know like what you guys want to hear, this and that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And yeah, until next time, bye guys.